You are watching The New American Media.
Follow thenewamericanmedia.com on Twitter at American_media_.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're listening live, that took just a matter of seconds. And if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, number one, I want to say thank you to the 192 subscribers and the 44,000 archived video views. Please consider clicking that little subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. And leave your comments below any of these sections. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're not following us on Twitter, you just heard American_media_. Go to Facebook and search The New American Media, like our page, and check out thenewamericanmedia.com. We have posted as our main story on thenewamericanmedia.com our interview from Monday with the 2012 presidential candidate on the Libertarian ticket, Gary Johnson, former governor of New Mexico. We spoke with him for about 35 minutes on Monday. Really interesting interview. Go check that out. Zach, we're back. We have gone through the NFL. We have moved over to the NCAA. I'm taking a little leap. I'm going to use a little bridge or a catapult and just fling myself right over baseball for a minute. I'll get back into baseball when I start watching the playoffs tonight, because the Indians sure have left a lousy taste in my mouth. I'm waiting for that team to get sold to a new owner like the Browns and Jimmy Haslam. But let's go to the NBA. Let's just skip right to it because it's beginning. When does the season officially start? How much time do we have between now?
I think it starts November 1st. Or
Okay.
it starts the last day of October, maybe Halloween. I actually think Halloween.
So maybe about a month, give or take. Give or take. All
less
right.
than a month. Yeah,
So
about 3.5 weeks.
So let's talk about it. Do you want to just? How do you want to preview the NBA? You want to talk about the draft?
I can preview with my 8 playoff teams in each conference, and then go basically what I think is going to happen from there.
All right, let's go.
All right. Well, number 1 in the East, I'm going to take. It's got to be Miami. They're the NBA champs. They're the number 1 team in the East. I honestly think they're not going to be playing Bosh, LeBron, and Wade heavy minutes early in the season. I think you're going to see LeBron playing the heaviest. But, I think they're going to rest Wade and Bosh a lot early in the season because, they know they're going to the playoffs and they proved they can beat people on the road this year. It doesn't matter where they're playing, they can win. So I think Miami's going to be the number 1 team in the East. I think you're going to have Indiana at number 2. Nothing about them says they're going to be worse than last year. They were a very solid team they put on the court. 3, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. I love what they did this offseason, even though they lost Ray Allen to the Miami Heat. They still wound up with Jason Terry.
But did they lose him?
Lee, they get Jeff Green, Jared Solinger. They had a lot of welcome additions, and Fab Melo. They bring in a true center. I think Boston is going to, be a very good team this year.
All right,
really
Zach.
do.
Here's my question though: did they really lose Ray Allen, or did they let a 15-year pro go so they could get the young talent reloaded? I don't know that
it was both. They literally lost Ray Allen. Though Ray Allen is in, I don't know if you saw SportsCenter the other day, but, he's in a tip right now with Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. They're not happy with him. And one of the reasons he left was because of Rondo. He and Rondo did not get along.
Right. Well, you're
but
going to have that.
I think Boston's much better than they were a year ago. I can tell you that right now. I think they're going to be much better.
Yeah, I like their draft as well. We did agree on that. They added some really nice pieces, and I think Solinger, if he can stay healthy, that's a great pickup. Because last year that was a top 5 pick. if he'd have gone out last year, had a little bit of a down season, and they add him. Okay, so we got
number
the Heat,
4,
the Pacers, and the Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics, and then at number 4 I have the Chicago Bulls. They can be anywhere from as high as 1 and as low as 7. It all depends on Derrick Rose's health and when they bring him back.
What is the latest on that?
Right now, Derrick Rose seems to be doing okay. He's walking around the other day without a boot on. Without a sleeve on his knee. He was rehabbing out here in Los Angeles for a while. His rehab is actually coming along really well. I expect Rose. There's no reason to rush him back. You brought in Nate Robinson, brought in Kirk Heinrich. The Bulls will be just fine. They're not going to be a powerhouse without Rose. But they're still a playoff team without him. Not a high one, but and that's the thing is I don't think the Chicago Bulls really care where they're situated in the playoffs, as long as they really don't have to face Miami until the final round, because they're better than all 17. They're better than every other team in the East, but Miami when healthy. The Bulls are the second best team in the East, guaranteed when healthy.
Okay, one quick question then: would the Heat have won last year if the Bulls were in it healthy? Okay, the Heat still would have got it, in your opinion.
Yes, they controlled the Bulls during the regular season. The year before, they beat them in 5, and nothing else would have indicated to me that the Bulls would have been able to take the Heat last year.
Okay.
LeBron was just too good in the playoffs last year for them to be beaten. I don't know. Maybe if they would have gotten, I can tell you right now, if the Bulls would have been healthy last year in the playoffs and they would have gotten to face the Bosch-less Heat, yes, the Bulls probably would have won that series in 5 games.
Well,
but it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
It did not.
When healthy, the Bulls are by far the second best team in the East. They beat the Pacers. They beat everyone. And then at number 5, I'm going to go with the Brooklyn Nets. They seem to be improving, having a healthy Brook Lopez, Darren Williams, Joe Johnson. They got Teletovic, who I actually like, the forward came up from Europe. He doesn't have a high ranking according to ESPN's player ranking, but I think he can do some things over there. And you have Gerald Walsh for a full year. I see them winning, in the mid to upper 40s. I think they're going to be a decent team this year. So I have them at the number 5 spot in the East. At number 6, I'm going to wind up going with probably Philadelphia. At number 6, I like the addition of Andrew Bynum. Yeah, and this now allows Evan Turner, to play more on the ball and to see what he can really do now, not playing alongside Iguodala. So I think Philly's going to be the number 6 seed. And then 7th, I think you're going to have the New York Knicks. Nothing to me seems that they've really improved. Jason Kidd was kind of at the end of his run last year. If Raymond Felton is in good shape, it's a big addition for the Knicks. He was phenomenal there 2 years ago before he got traded. And put on a ton of weight. He was phenomenal. And then at the 8th seed, you can I either have Atlanta in the situation, or even, people are going to say I'm crazy, but I like the Toronto Raptors too. I think they added a lot. I think it all depends on Valanciunas. But you added Kyle Lowry to the mix. They brought in some players, and you also brought in Landry Fields from the Knicks too. I think the Toronto Raptors could surprise people. I don't think they're going to be great, but I think they can win somewhere in the mid to upper 30s.
Now, I noticed you didn't mention the Cleveland Cavaliers knocking on that 8th spot.
I like the Cavs this year. I really do. I think they're going to be really fun to watch. But you have a lot of factors that go into making the Cavs a playoff team. I think Kyrie Irving's going to have he's going to have a huge year. I think Tristan Thompson's also going to take a big leap forward this year too. If you look at John Hollinger's player rankings, where he had him, Irving is ranking sky high this year.
Right.
And his predictions for Irving are really, really high. Even Tristan Thompson's got Tristan pulling in 16 and 12 a game too. I think the Cavaliers, the Cavaliers are expected to win 30 games, according to Las Vegas. I'd have the Cavaliers somewhere at around 32 to 38 wins. Somewhere in there, probably around 36 to 37. Probably around 36 to 37, maybe.
So they might be in the hunt for number 8. They might be in that conversation.
Yes, I think they will be in the contention for the number 8 seed in the East. I think it all depends, though, on Anderson Varejão's health, how Dion Waiters plays, especially at the 2. I think that's a big, big if with Dion Waiters. If Dion Waiters has a great rookie year, the Cavaliers will be in the playoffs. If he does not, they're going to be sitting around 32 wins. He needs to be able to be a second scorer on that team, but something tells me he's going to have a lot. And don't take this the wrong way when I say this, but his rookie year in the league, he's going to remind a lot of people of Dwan Wagner, because he's one of those guys. He takes a lot of shots. He'll probably put up 14, 15 a game, but he's going to probably shoot around 35 to 38% from the field as a rookie. That's not a bad sign. It just means, he's still young and he still needs to progress. But, that's somewhere where I predict him around. I don't predict him shooting, 50% from the field. If he does and he's a slasher and he's able to drive to the hoop, you're going to see him shoot around 44 to 46%, which, could be big for the Cavs. I'm very interested to see how they do in that up-tempo, fast-paced offense this year, because I think it plays to the player's strength, especially to Zeller, Varejão, Thompson, C.J. Miles, Dion Waiters, and Kyrie Irving. But the Cavaliers still do not have a true 3 on the roster. C.J. Miles can play the 3. You have Alonzo G, and then you have Omri Caspi. To me, the Cavaliers did not fill out the 3 position this offseason. They're taking it step by step. Maybe they'll fill it out next season, and I think definitely the season after that, I think you're going to go and see them fill out the 3.
Well, we shall see how it all progresses. Let's do this. Let's hit reset here, and we'll come back and we'll preview the Western Conference playoff teams. Sound like a plan, Zach?
Sounds good.
All right, we're talking with lifelong Cleveland sports fan and NBA scout Zak Baris. Follow him on Twitter at ZBaris. That's ZBARIS. Make sure that you check out what we're doing over at thenewamericanmedia.com. Follow us on Twitter at American_media_. Subscribe to youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. And go to Facebook and type in The New American Media and follow us there. Yeah, social media. Hooray. One of these days we'll be on Pinterest and we'll be on LinkedIn and all these other stinking sites, but for now that's where you can find us. We'll be right back. We're going to talk Western Conference with Zak here on thenewamericanmedia.com.
You are listening to The New American Media.
Yes, that was remarkably quick because if you're listening live, that was just a brief station identification break. If you're listening after the fact on YouTube, hey, thanks for subscribing. Wait, you haven't subscribed yet? Okay, click that subscribe button because Zak is a regular contributor over here and we talk NBA and we as well talk about all Cleveland sports and national sports. We talk about all sports because really can't handle politics and stuff all the time, but should you be interested in any politics, it's an election season and we had the opportunity to speak with Gary Johnson. He is the former governor of New Mexico. He is the Libertarian candidate for president. Wait, he's not named Romney or Obama. Right. See, because in America, there's actually more than two parties that are running for president. You just think it's only a two-party system. Check out the interview that you're not getting many other places. Go to thenewamericanmedia.com or go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia, and take a look at that. You are watching The New American Media.